Beowulf and the Monsters. Grendel came forth at dead of night. The moon in his eyes shone glassy bright, as over the moors he strode in might until he came to Heorot. Dark lay the dale, the windows shone, by the wall he lurked, and listened long, and he cursed their laughter, and cursed their song, and the twanging harps of Heorot. The lights were quenched, and laughter still. There Grendel entered and ate his fill, and the blood was red that he did spill on the shining floor of Heorot. No Dane ever dared that monster meet, or abide the tramp of those dread feet. In the hall alone he held his seat, the demon lord of Heorot. At morn King Hrothgar on his throne, for his lieges slain there, mourned alone. But Grendel gnawed the flesh and bone of the 30 thanes of Denmark. A ship there sailed like a winged swan, and the foam was white on the waters wan, and one there stood with bright helm on, that fate had brought to Denmark. Beowulf soft on his pillow slept, and Grendel in lust to the dark hall crept. The doors sprang back, and in he leapt, and grasped the guard of Heorot. As bear aroused from his mountain lair, Beowulf grappled with Grendel there, and his arm and claw away did tear, and black blood spilled in Heorot. Merry the mead goes round the board, and merry are men, and glad their lord, and many a jewel and horse and sword he gives in gift to Beowulf. The Danes in slumber all careless lie, nor dream of a fiend that draweth nigh, to avenge the death her son did die, and his blood there spilled by Beowulf. The laughter was still, and the lights were low. The mother of trolls there wrought them woe. With a Danish corpse she turned to go, and shrieking fled from Heorot. Like a shadow cast on the mountain mist, where the winds were bleak and the heather hissed, she fled, but none could keep her tryst, since her son found death in Heorot. There was one who dared over mountain road to follow her, fleeing with dreadful load to the foaming fall where she abode, while men made moan in Heorot. Far over the misty moorlands cold, where the wild wolf howled upon the wold, past Dragon's lair and Nicor's hold, and far from the lights of Heorot. There sheer was the shore over waters frore, and withered and bent the trees it bore. Those waters black were blent with gore of the noblest knights of Denmark. The flaming force there in thunder fell, that cauldron smoked with the fires of hell, and there the demons dark did dwell, amid the bones of Denmark. Quoth Beowulf, "Farewell, comrades free, this journey none may share with me," and his shining helm plunged in the sea to avenge the woes of Heorot. The Nicors gnashed his ringed mail, he saw their white fangs gleaming pale. A green light burned in that deep sea dale, in halls more high than Heorot. The demon lurked at her cave's dark door, her fangs and fingers were red with gore, and skulls of men lay on the floor beneath the feet of Beowulf. At his corselet tore her claws accursed, her teeth at his throat for blood did thirst, and the sword there failed and asunder burst that Unferth gave to Beowulf. There nigh was his death in the shadowy deep, where a corpse lay low on bony heap, where Grendel slept in his long sleep, and strode no more to Heorot. A sword hung huge on the cavern's wall, once forged by ancient giants tall, and Beowulf seized it, as lightnings fall, it fell on the foe of Heorot. "O Ecgtheow's son," she dying said, "forbear to hew my vanquished head, or hard and stony be thy death's bed, and a red fate fall on Denmark." Then hard and stony must be the bed where at the last I lay me dead. And Beowulf hewed the demon's head and haled it back to Denmark. Merrily mead men quaffed at the board, and Hrothgar dealt his golden hoard. But Beowulf wore no more the sword that Unferth gave in Heorot. The moon gleamed in through the windows wan. As Beowulf drank, he looked thereon, and the light in the eyes of the demon shone amid the blaze of Heorot. On the sails of a ship the sunlight smiled, its bosom with gleaming gold was piled, and the wind blew loud and free and wild as it left the land of Denmark. Voices followed from the sounding shore that blessed the Lord those timbers bore, but that sail returned thither never more, and his fate was far from Denmark. The demon's head in the hall did hang, and grinned from the wall, while minstrels sang, till flames leaped forth and red swords rang, and hushed were the harps of Heorot. Latest and last one hoar of head, as he lay on a hard and stony bed, and venom burned him, and he bled, remembered the light of Heorot.